Hello my friends, welcome back. Today I am going to work on another layout using the Rosie Studios Bayfair collection. I've already gone ahead and done a little bit of work here, which is that I created this double heart cut file and I went ahead and stitched all the way around the outside of there and the inside too, create this little frame for my photo. Now, if you would like this cut file for yourself, I have popped the link down below for you, a little freebie gift for you for sticking around and watching my videos. So the rest of this layout is going to be pretty simple. I have gone ahead and printed out my photo so that it could fit through the little heart window there. And then I've just adhered that onto the back before running out of tape runner. I'm going to grab another one. I am just going to adhere this down basically in the center of my page, and I will change my mind about that a little bit later on. But for now, it's stuck down in the center of my page, and the rest of this layout is going to be super basic, thanks to the plethora of florals that there are in this collection. So this is a super different theme to my last layout, which was very nautical indeed. I told you when I unboxed this collection that I thought there were two really kind of different directions you could go with this collection, and I'm doing both ends of that. So last time was very nautical, very dark. This time I'm going light and bright and floral. So I'm going to use a bunch of the florals. I've already pulled all of those out. There's a few different like styles of floral in here. So there are some like regular kind of colorful filled florals. Then there are some outlines, and they are both in kind of gold and blue. I'm not sure if there's any red ones, blue and gold. And then there are some really solid gold ones as well. So I'm using a mixture of all three of those. And I started off by kind of just playing around with having all of these florals go maybe all the way around my heart. But to be honest, I've done all of that stitching and I don't really want to cover it all up. So I started working on maybe making two clusters, but you know how I feel about twos. I much prefer threes. I much prefer that kind of asymmetrical, like vibe that you get from odd numbers. So the two wasn't really working for me. I also didn't really want to add a third one in here. So it just became a little bit of a play around. In the end, what I'm going to go for is like a much larger cluster down here on the bottom. And I'm going to keep the cluster where it is on the top right, but I am going to make it just that little bit smaller. So although I don't technically have my kind of my rule of three going on here, I do have that symmetry with the slightly smaller cluster and the slightly larger one. So I guess if I was looking at this critically, I would think that the heart in the middle serves as my third kind of focal point. So I really do have this very strong diagonal pull through my layout from the bottom left to the top right. So I'm sort of pretty happy with how things are now. I'm going to add my little title down here next to my photo, and I'm just going to use the same sort of style of title that I did last week, which is just working with what stickers I have. The puffy sticker that says smile is perfect for this. It was such a beautiful sunrise. I could hardly stand it. Smile works nicely. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue all of those florals down. I did keep this layout really flat. There is no dimensional adhesive in there. I've just glued everything down flat onto the cardstock. And that was a pretty tedious process, to be honest, so I didn't make you watch all of that. Once I've got my title down here, there's very little else that I'm going to do to this layout. I'm just keeping it super simple. But again, I love that repetition of shape, and I've gone ahead and like made the cut file the same style of heart as the rest of these little enamel pieces in here. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of those as well. Now I am attempting to kind of keep those hearts within my cluster spaces. I'm going to use that term really loosely because they're not really clusters, but I am just sprinkling all of those kind of hearts in there, or as many as I can anyway. Now, initially I had thought that that would be it. I wanted light and bright. Now that I've kind of finished the layout, I decided I wanted something to frame it. So I'm just going to trim this down a little bit. I think I trimmed about a 1/4 inch off each side, and I'm going to pop again. I'm going to keep this asymmetry going, and I'm going to pop one of these pattern papers, this pink on pink that I loved so much. I'm going to pop that on 2 sides of my layout. So rather than framing the entire framing the entire layout by putting the pattern paper all the way around the outside, I trimmed off just one side and the bottom, and then I'm going to line this up on my grid mat and pop my pattern paper just on that bottom and right hand side of the layout. This just gives me a little bit more asymmetry again. It's following that line of those floral clusters and just kind of really helps to liven up the layout a little bit. Now I did take this off camera and go ahead and use my machine stitching this time rather than the hand stitching all the way around the outside of the white portion of my layout a couple of times just to give it a little bit of dimension. So that's it. That's my layout all done and dusted. I really love how this turned out, and I love how I've managed to get 2 completely different styles out of the same collection. Hey, thanks for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, I'm going to leave a couple of videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you again really soon. Bye.